Hey, everybody. Good morning. Or if you're someplace, ooh, good morning. Or if you're someplace where you're living in the future, good afternoon. We're going to have a very, very laid back today. Very, very laid back today. We're going to have a very, very laid back session today. I am wonderfully sorry that I'm a little bit sick today. So maybe I do not have an abundance of excitement in my heart. But I kind of like saying I kind of like being a little bit sick. That's a bit weird. But I kind of like getting to make the point that sometimes programming is just a job. Teaching you all, never, never. We're to come all the way down to the bottom because we're really far through this. So pseudo selectors, oof, we're coming all the way down. Here we go. And we're going to be learning CSS Grid today. And this is going to be cool and weird. Yeah. Ooh, so we're going to be building this sort of magazine. Ooh, our new curriculum. So we're going to be building this, and this is going to be really, really chill. And what we're doing when we're learning this today, when we're building this little project, is that we're going to be learning CSS Grid. And CSS Grid is another powerful mental model turned into programming. And it's going to feel a little bit like Flexbox. Remember that Flexbox was sort of the model where we said, oh, hey, we recognize that all of these HTML elements are conceptual rectangles. We want to change the way we interact with these rectangles. I'm going to ask a very open-ended question. How might, if you wanted to, or if you wanted to guess, no pressure, what do you think CSS Grid might describe if Flexbox is recognizing that HTML is rectangles and squishing and stretching them? What do you think CSS Grid is? Let's come in and start coding. So we're going to go a little bit fast through this. There. Oh, we need the HTML and body element. Yeah. Ooh. For head elements. Body. Oh, heck. Oh gosh, there is a space there. It's going to be a brutal kind of day, y'all. Oh, meta. Y'all. Look how exhausting I'm being today. I'm so sorry. Meta care set equals, and what care set do we almost always use? At UTF-8. That's super chill. The other one is, ooh, a meta tag for mobile responsiveness. What would we use there? Ooh, I like this. So Leon's saying, do you know what? And I like this because I have a little bit of a suspicion that this is coming from old school web design, right? We say, oh, you know what? CSS Grid is like taking us way back to the 90s, but it's not quite. And dealing with stuff like they're a table. So, oh, you know what? Grid feels like Flex, but it's more powerful. Yeah. Leonardo is saying, oh, you know what? I think it's going to be more columns based, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah. I'm a little bit drawing a blank about what it wants for responsiveness. You think it wants that viewport one that we did before? Yeah. Let's see whether or not that makes sense. Meta name viewport. And then what we did was we said content is equal to. That's where we set the size, wasn't it? Because this is saying add a meta tag for mobile responsiveness. I think it cares about the size of my element. It's equal to the device width. Feels all right. And then The initial scale? And this always seems to want 1.0 instead of 1. I want to see if that worked. Device width equals width. Initial scale equals 1.0. You know what? It looks like I've just typed something wrong, so I'm going to copy and paste it out of my errors. That's very chill. Ah, you know what? I was like, oh, we're going to go real fast through this first one. I took my own heckin' time, didn't I? Y'all are very, very patient. So we're going to add a title element that's CSS Grid Magazine. Let's do that one first. Where do we want to put this? Right down here? Title. Okay, CSS Magazine. We've got that. We're going to link to these fonts. Okay. Ooh. How do we link to fonts? Rough day to be feeling not fantastic. How did we do that? It was a link tag, wasn't it? But to link. Hmm. A font style sheet. Link row style sheet, we think, right? I'm so sorry. I am not at my best. We've got our ref. This is where this is going. Okay. I want some other stuff, but I just want to check this code. Okay, we've got 3 link elements, so it suggests that one of these is doing just fine. Do another one. Link. Okay, we've got our second one. We think this is probably a style sheet as well, huh? Rel equals style sheet. And we wanted one more, yeah? Link rel. And this one, we're linking to our CSS. Our ref is equal to styles. CSS. Yeah. Our 3 link attribute. Okay, all of these should be style sheet. Everything's going to be a little while before we even get to the grid stuff, isn't it? So we're inside our body. We're going to make a main. We can do this. All very, very chill. Ooh, then we're not going to do a div. I love this. Why am I really, really excited to do a section instead of a div? Here's class 2 heading, all chill. Why do you think I'm hyped to use a section instead of a div? There we go. We're going to keep going. Cool. So this is just a little tiny reminder that Free Code Camp is a completely separate deal from the Bootcamp. They supply our curriculum, which is a really nice thing to do. And they're also a registered nonprofit. If you've got the money and if you really feel like it, you can donate. And it's just like a really, really nice. I promise I donate on my other account. Marta, you're absolutely right. I love this because it's carrying that extra cement. And Leanne as well be like, yeah, you know what? It semantically makes more sense than a div. I love this. So A, it carries that extra semantic meaning, and it's the semantic meaning we want to reach for right here. A fedrest is just like, a div is just an empty box here. And here, what we're doing is sections. This is rad. So within our heading element, we're going to create a header element with a class set hero. Okay? Header, heading, class equals hero. Okay, that feels okay. In in that element, we're going to create an image set to this. Ooh, that's very big. Free code camp, and the class is going to be set to hero image. We can do this. And then our alt is going to be set to free code camp logo. Oh, we just did that. And then class be set to hero image. I think that's what it is, isn't it? Okay. And then we're going to set loading to lazy. Yeah. I mean, as someone who's deeply lazy, I don't think we've done this before, have we? Here I'm saying we don't need to go get it until we need to go get it. Is that all we need? It's a big logo. I'm so sorry. I should create a help. I feel reasonably sure. It's me being rubbish, isn't it? Gently rubbish. Everything's fine. Header, not heading. So, yeah. I hear that reading instructions is very, very hip these days. Yeah. Yeah, we've never seen the loading attribute before. It's me being very cruel. But I really, really like what's going on. Because the free Code Camp beta curriculum will give you stuff you've never seen before. And when you notice, we say, oh, I've never seen that before. Sometimes it asks you to stretch a little bit to say, hey, set the loading to lazy. And you're like, well, I can probably guess at the syntax, can't I? But what's that doing? Ooh. Yeah. So let's come on down and we're going to, after our image, let's set an H1 element. Yeah. Yeah. We'll have an H1 right here. And I bet we're going to have just a little tiny, oh, heck, let's close it instead of opening it twice, huh? A class hero title. Ooh, and the text. Look at this, all caps. Why can't I see anything? Yeah. What's going on here? What's the deal? I definitely have an H1 heading here. Why can't I see it? Where's our the class to hero title? And then we'll have a P element with this text, huh? Yeah. Ooh. So Marta's saying, oh, can we not see it because maybe our CSS isn't linked? I'm wondering if maybe, ooh, this logo's too big. So if I scroll all the way down, I'm seeing this H1, but this logo is too big, right? I bet money we're going to address this in a minute. Yeah. So hero title and hero subtitle are what we're going to set our classes to. I'm going to do a little paragraph down here. It's going to be set to hero subtitle. Ooh, and this is kind of a publishing question. What are we talking about when we say hero here? We've said hero a bunch of times on this page. Yeah. Come all the way down. Okay. Our efforts to restructure our curriculum with a more project-based focus. Let's keep hustling. So I was like, this image is too much. Let's fix it. Yeah. We'll change this later when we do the CSS. But here we're going to do it right in the HTML. Here we're going to set the width to 400. What? Ooh, 400 what? Yeah. 400 sort of pixels by default. Very, very chill. That's still a little bit big, but this is a lot more manageable, isn't it? So let's go ahead and move on. Everything's chill. Oh gosh. Trying to do multiple class. So one of our learners is saying, "Oh, I tried to do multiple classes at the same time. It was a lot. Trying to learn HTML and CSS in 6 weeks is so much. Oof. Y'all, I have no idea how you do it. It's magical. And I just want to warn folks well in advance that I'm actually feeling pretty rough today. Let's try and get through a little bit more of these, but we might have a really, really short session today. I do apologize for that. The header, we're going to create a div with the class set to author. I'm a little bit less excited about this. It's a div. Sometimes we use divs. Remember that the div is an empty box, yeah? And the class is set to author. We've done that. And here we're getting a lot of classes. What's up with that? We're going to create a paragraph element. When we start it, we end it. My loves, I know this is incredibly cruel, but I'm feeling really, really not great today. If you all don't mind, I might go ahead and go lie down. I understand that I'm really, really leaving you hanging. So let's sort of skip ahead too. If you want to ask any questions in the forum, I'm absolutely going to be there. And if you want to hang out in the Discord, I will absolutely be back on my feet to answer your questions later. But I think I might go lay down where it's a little bit quiet. I'm so sorry to sort of leave you all hanging. That's very, very cruel. One thing I want to talk about a little bit is the concept. Can I talk to you a little bit about the philosophy of CSS Grid? And then I'll go ahead and let you go if that's not a bother. I'm so sorry to let y'all down. Although I'm going to lie to myself and say, oh, I'm setting a good example by not pushing what I'm saying. CSS Grid is, I was going to say it's really, but I think there are people who are very, very good at it who aren't necessarily me. CSS Grid, I like it because the example is sort of built in. We talk about Flexbox and like, oh, we're going to squish these rectangles. Grid, I like that we've got a built-in example because I'm going to build a conceptual grid. I'm going to build a table on my page and then manipulate this based on this. I'm so sorry to be very, very cruel and say, oh, I mean, I'm more sorry than usual. Usually I'm just mean to y'all to be mean. This time I'm being mean to you because I'm fragile old lady body. But I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind, to try and explore this on your own. It's very unkind of me, but tomorrow we'll go through and we'll review a couple of these and we'll talk about this while we go on to some of the next projects. I promise, I will sleep for a full 24 hours and come back. But I'm just going to be a little bit feeble right now. I do apologize. We'll go ahead and come back tomorrow. If you have any questions, come onto the forum. I'll come and grab them and come on into the Discord and I'll grab them. I am terribly, terribly sorry to abandon you all midway through. You're wonderful and patient and I appreciate it. I'll come get you later. I'll let you go. Bye, team.